2 1 2. Check 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. Check 1 1 1. And I do this before I do this. Okay, do this first. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Swain County High School as our Maroon Devils are getting ready to wind up this 2021 regular season in baseball, hosting the Andrews Wildcats here on senior night for 2021 as the clouds continue to roll in and we're getting ready for baseball. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Swain County High School. It's a very special night here as we have on the final regular season game. It's senior night for Swain County Maroon Devil baseball. We have two seniors we want to recognize and honor tonight. If you'll join us in recognizing these two outstanding athletes. First of all, number 5, Damian Lossy. Damian is escorted by Shermaine Sutton, Gabe Lillard. Damian lives in the Wolftown community of Cherokee. Some of the honors Damian has put together at Swain County High School. He was a member of the Ridge Runner Court. Damian bleeds maroon and white. His athletic career at Swain County High School has been outstanding as he has played baseball, football, and wrestling all 4 years. Some of his fondest athletic memories include playing football in February. Damian would like to take this opportunity to thank his family and coaches for pushing him to be his very best. Ladies and gentlemen, senior number 5, Damian Lossy. And our other senior member of the Maroon Devil baseball team, number 24, Bryn Jackson. Amari Brinside Jackson, escorted by Abe and Sorella Jackson. Amari Brinside is a member of the Yellow Hill community. Some of his class superlatives include most likely to lose a winning lottery ticket. Some of his athletic endeavors here at Swain County High School include football as a freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. Wrestling as a freshman, sophomore, and junior. Baseball also all 4 years. Amari Brinside has been an avid stickball player for the Wolftown community and was a member of the EBCI NAO baseball team as a first baseman for 6 years. His fondest athletic memory includes watching Coach Schuler be a smarty pants to all other coaches and umps. Okay, he would like to take this opportunity to thank all of his coaches for all they did for me and pushing me to be better. Ladies and gentlemen, outstanding senior number 24, Amari Brinside Jackson. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's have another great round of applause for our two outstanding seniors for all they have done and meant to our Maroon Devil baseball and athletic program. Again, thank you, gentlemen, and congratulations. All right. Fans, welcome back to Swain County High School. As again, it's a very special night here at the Maroon Devil Baseball Stadium as we just recognized Amari Brinside. That's a new twist on Bryn Jackson's name there, Toby, and we got that straight from his mom, Sorella, who brought us that information, and it was always good to see her and the folks there who represented Bryn Jackson talking about Sorella and Abe Jackson from the Yellow Hill community. Also, Damian Lossy, our other senior from the Wolftown community of Cherokee, with his folks, Shermaine Sutton and Gabe Lillard. But we're just about ready to get things underway. Our Maroon Devils here, as we mentioned earlier, getting ready to wrap up this 2021 regular season in baseball. It has been about as normal, I guess, as we could expect as you know, from last year, as Toby Burrell knows better than anybody. We didn't see hardly any baseball or softball, but Coach Burrell coming in, we were able to get in. I think this will be our 14th baseball game. So I guess we should be happy.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Gary. It is what it is for every sport. So it's the same with baseball. Just making sure you can hear me because I can't hear myself in my headphones. So I'm making sure I'm on. Okay.
I think you're good for me.
Okay, good. So we're almost ready to get underway here, Gary, and this is a big.
Yes.
This turns out to be a very meaningful game for both of these teams. A 7-7 mark might very well get you into the playoffs this year, and that's a big deal.
No doubt. We already know coming into this game that Hayesville is going to be the number 1 seed. Murphy is going to be the number 2 seed, representing the Smoky Mountain Conference in the playoffs. Hayesville 13-0, Murphy 11-2. But then, as you mentioned, it is a log jam. Andrews is going to be playing 2 games today, one against our Maroon Devils, and they're going to finish up a partial game, I understand, weather permitting, against Rosman, as Andrews and Rosman are both 6-6. Rosman is playing, I think, up the road in Cherokee to get their 13th game, and then Andrews playing their 13th game here. Then they'll finish up game 14 following this game. Our Maroon Devils are 6-7. Robbinsville is 6-7. So I guess, Toby, it goes without saying that our Maroon Devils must win this game, I think, to have a shot at the playoffs.
Absolutely, and even that, it's not going to guarantee them a being in, but it does give them a chance. A loss here, and they would have no chance of being in. But this is it for the Maroon Devils, and they go with Charlie Collins, Gary, a sophomore who is fresh to the season basically because he's been injured for a lot of the season. We saw him last time out. He did a great job off the mound, and no surprise here that they go with him in this final regular season contest, and he's early ahead in this one. Charlie's a very fast worker, so he's up 0-2 to the leadoff man for the Wildcats, who is Isaac Weaver. That one misses a little bit inside, so 1-2 now your count. Scoreboard not on today, so you're going to have to rely on us, folks. Sorry about that.
And you're right, Toby. It's off to a quick start. Charlie Collins wastes no time as he is bringing it. Charlie, coming into the game, I believe, has pitched just over 11 innings and has a very solid 1.85 ERA, 16 strikeouts, only 3 walks, giving up only 8 hits. So in his time on the mound, he's been very good.
Well, and that's only been in the last couple of weeks, really, Gary, that they've gotten him back and into the rotation. I remember us being here doing a game when he was eased in for his first appearance of the year, went 2 strong innings in that appearance, and since then he's built up his innings. He's got a little bit more each time, and it'll be interesting to see if the restrictions are off of him today or if he's going to be restricted on inning count.
And that's going to be ball 4, looks like, as Isaac Weaver is going to lead off Andrews with a walk. And just as we were talking, Toby, we see the other team that is going to play after we do, Transylvania County. The Rosman boys have rolled in, so they're going to be playing Andrews and finish up a game, I understand, after our game.
Spencer Bateman will be up now for the Wildcats with Weaver on first. And so Collins off the rubber to give a token look over towards Damian Lossy with keeping Weaver checked that close. And, Gary, it is worth pointing out before it happens that the area right in front of home plate is actually the worst area on the field in terms of playability.
Well hit ball, but going to hang up.
Right to Connor Hyatt in center field, or Cooper Hyatt, rather, I'm sorry.
I think he has a brother by that name.
Yeah.
Connor.
Yeah.
Both outstanding athletes.
They are. Cooper, a good job in center field. That one almost dead in his tracks. The Maroon Devils had that one scouted out real well, and now it'll be number 17, A.J. Weaver, for the Cats with a runner on first.
And A.J. Weaver, talking about Andrews, Toby, a veteran lineup. 5 seniors on this team compared to only 2, as we heard from our Maroon Devils, with Brent Jackson and Damian Lossy.
Weaver on the run. Hayes up with a throw to second.
Oh!
Is on time, but Gabe Lillard could not hang on to the throw down. And Weaver will be into second and into scoring position with the stolen base. And now it'll be A.J. Weaver at the plate looking to get him home and get the Wildcats on the board first here from Swain High School. If you're just joining us, what you've missed so far is senior activities. We did that. You can rewind and catch that. And now, live-wise, we're in the top half of the first inning, 1 out, and the Cats have a runner at second here with A.J. Weaver, their number 3 hitter, at the plate against the Maroon Devils' Charlie Collins.
Weaver's having a solid season as the Andrews Wildcats, who, as we mentioned, are coming in 6-6 on the year overall. This is their 13th game. They'll have their final game with Rosman, weather permitting, after this one to get game number 14. And they're all important, as we talked about, Toby, in this third place log jam.
There's a call strike from Collins. I'm not sure what the count is. Sorry about that, folks. We don't have the mechanisms to keep up with it up here that we might have needed had we known we were going to have to do it, if that's a good enough excuse. And Collins misses the mark on that one, and so both Weavers have walked in this one. And the Wildcats something cooking here in the top half of the first, and Coach Tyler Schuler is going to waste no time as he's going to go out and talk to his young pitcher and find out what's going on with Charlie Collins. And as he does that, we'll say that Jimmy Miller is your number 4 hitter for the Wildcats here in this one.
And, Toby, that's kind of a surprise. I think Charlie may just be a little bit amped up. Sometimes that's the way it goes when you're on the mound, and because he has only given up 3 walks coming into this game against 16 strikeouts. So he's not a pitcher that issues a lot of walks in his time on the mound. So maybe he just needs to, get his breathing under control, relax, and focus on getting that ball across the plate.
Well, I can tell you as a coach, one thing you worry about when you have a senior night or any activities prior to a game is that your starting pitcher makes sure they take care of what they need to take care of to get themselves prepared to open the ball game. And that's always difficult because it throws the schedule off ever so slightly. We started about 15 minutes early today trying to beat rain. And so if Charlie uses his normal time, and that's going to be late.
Yep, late at second. Slow grounder was not getting out to shortstop fast enough to really make a play. And now, all of a sudden, the Andrews Wildcats have the bases loaded here, Toby.
Back to my original point, though, is that may not give a starting pitcher as many reps as they're used to getting, or it's at a different time, or whatever the case may be, which kind of messes up that routine, which you like for them to have.
Zach Swain hitting now, the number 5 hitter for the Andrews Wildcats.
And the Cats definitely have something cooking here in the first. Maroon Devils will play middle depth so they can go home. Good block there by Carter Hayes behind the plate, and it's 1-1 count to Queen here in the Wildcats part of the first inning. 1 down, bases juiced.
And well, I tell you, it says a lot about Carter Hayes. There's a foul ball out of play on the right field side to be the starting catcher because, as you know, in softball, catching is a tough position.
It is, and especially when you've got pitchers who need to go low in the zone to be effective or trying to work on getting their breaking ball in baseball where it needs to be. That's what happened to Charlie that first time. Is a breaking ball, and it was low. Carter did a good job to block that, and as coaching the catcher, you got to have a lot of confidence back there to be able to do that, so that you don't give up an easy run.
Oh, no doubt about it. That pitch just a little bit outside, missing out there as Andrews trying to make some big noise here in the first inning with the bases loaded. Again, the Rosman Tigers just now coming into the stadium area off the buses. Pitch outside for a ball.
I think I don't know what the count is. I couldn't see his fingers. I'll be honest with you.
I'm guessing either 2-1 or 3-1. So again, Charlie needing to get a strike in here. There's a ground ball in play to the shortstop. On over to second base for 1. The run will score. Everybody else is safe.
So good force out there by Lillard to Woodard to get the second out of the inning.
So 1 run is in and 2 down, and runners on the corners here. And now it looks like it's going to be Ethan Neal hitting. And again, a senior-laden team for head coach Brian Graves for the Wildcats, having a solid season at 6-6 coming into play today. And Charlie getting them across the plate now.
Sometimes, again, it's just a matter of finding your rhythm and getting yourself loose. It's a humid, warm day, so the looseness should take care of itself, especially given time. And there's a shot foul just outside of Damian Lossey's reach over there, one of our 2 seniors today, honored in the pregame ceremony.
He and Brent Jackson. And 2 good guys who have played a lot of activities here at Swain County High School. some of those sports all 4 years, Toby.
Yeah. Collins sets and delivers, and that missed somewhere. Looked awful good from this vantage point, but we're way off to the Swain side here. And a little bit Swain slanted if we want to be 100% accurate.
Yeah, just a tad.
Swing and miss, and Collins is out of the first with only one run across for the Cats. Maroon Devils coming to bat.
Just give me a wide angle shot from my camera. That's good right there.
And we're back, fans, for the Maroon Devils. Bottom half of the second, it'll be leadoff hitter Gabe Lillard for the Devils to face Isaac Weaver for the Wildcats, as the Wildcats lead it 1-0 here.
And Gabe Lillard has had a solid season here, Toby, hitting .500 for the Maroon Devils. A very solid hitter. Leads the team in runs scored with 14. Has 11 stolen bases. Just an all-around good player.
Prototypical leadoff hitter. Always getting on base, setting the table for others. In this case, mostly Carson Taylor, who's done the delivery. But he and Cooper Hite doing a great job getting on base and setting that table. First pitch a little bit low, and Weaver deals with the second one. That's going to miss low as well. So good patience right out of the gate from Lillard to work himself ahead in this count.
And, you talk about both teams, some good kids. There's a foul ball out of play and over in the weeds. But a lot of kids coming back next year, obviously, with only 2 seniors.
So 1 strike on Lillard, a 2-ball count, I'm pretty sure. That one's outside, so up in the count now for Lillard. Be good to get him on, see if we can get him worked around and get this game even back up or even take the lead. Really nothing in the world settles a starting pitcher down more than 3 or 4 runs, and you're half of the first. That's a great deal to relaxing pitchers.
Oh, no doubt. And both these pitchers today are relatively young. Charlie Collins, a sophomore, and so is Isaac Weaver for Andrews. So a couple of young men on the mound today.
That one's in the
Ball
dirt.
4.
And Lillard's on, and the Maroon Devils are in business.
So again, he is outstanding at getting on base, and with those stolen bases, he has 10 stolen bases, right behind stolen base leader Cameron Blankenship, who's going to be coming up in just a little while.
Well, that he is a threat to run, so
yes,
Hyatt will check the signs, and now they're going to throw back over there. That was a little closer than Gabe wanted that probably, but he did a good job getting back in there.
Yeah.
I think he may have been going on that pitch.
Yeah, Jimmy Menteith over there giving him the signal to get back because he had a big lead.
Yeah, he's way out on the grass. Just for
Ground
show,
ball.
though, there's a double play ball back to the pitcher, throw to second for one, back over to
Oh.
first, and they don't get him. Hyatt will hang where he's at.
No doubt. Throw over to first base too high. So getting on first base over there with a little help from the Wildcat infield is on here with one down and one on. Andrews up 1-0, I believe, if my score is right, Toby.
That's correct. Carson Taylor, the Maroon Devils' leading hitter on the season, steps to the plate now. Taylor's done an excellent job all year, leads
Wow.
the team in far and away in RBI, almost double the next closest person. So it'd be nice to get Hyatt moved over here to second and let Carson do what he does.
There's a ground ball in play down the. Oh, it hit the plate. That's got to be a foul ball.
Foul ball. It hit Hayes or check that Taylor.
But you're right, Carson. What a hitter, hitting 500, 19 hits on the year to lead the team, 19 RBIs. Our only home run, 5 doubles to tie with Carter Hayes in that category. So yeah, he strong hitter.
Hyatt was not on the move the first time, and he's back over, checked by Weaver there. And Taylor is down a strike in his count. Hyatt, again, a pretty aggressive lead over there. Weaver shakes his catcher off. Now let's see. He's coming home. Hyatt's on the move.
There he goes.
The
Better
throw
hurry.
down, and he's got it stolen.
That's stolen base number 9 for Cooper. He had 8 coming in. So, and watching him play basketball, Toby, we had a pretty good idea. He knows how to run.
Absolutely. And so he is now in scoring position for Carson Taylor. That pitch was low and called a ball, so we're 1-1 now in the count. Second and short will dance back and forth with Cooper to keep him close, and Weaver will now deal to the plate.
Well hit ball.
That's down the line. It's going to get down, and it'll be double for
got by.
or more. Hyatt's going to score easily. And chugging into second is Carson Taylor with a stand-up double, and the Maroon Devils have tied it up.
Outstanding hit. And again, Cooper was on the run as soon as that contact was made right over third base, right down the left field line. And Carson chugs it on down to second base. That is his 6th double on the season for the Maroon Devils and a big RBI, number 20 on the year.
He took over the lead in doubles from this batter, Carter Hayes. So let's see if Carter can double and tie him back up. That would certainly get Taylor home.
Yes, indeed.
And give the Maroon Devils a lead. Notched at 1 now. Weaver, the pitcher. Shortstop is the one keeping Taylor close with the left-handed hitting Hayes at bat, but that opens up the 5-6 hole nicely for Hayes if he wants to drive one through there. That could be enough to get Taylor home from second. 1 out in the inning.
They're keeping an eye on Carson down at second base.
And Hayes fouls that one off back our way over onto the softball field.
And by the way, that's Carson's 5th RBI against Andrews. He had 4 RBIs against Andrews in the first meeting between these two teams, as our Maroon Devils had a good win, 12-3 at Andrews. 7 runs on the 4th inning. Well hit ball.
That ball's roped into the right center field gap. Taylor had to make sure the center fielder didn't make a play on it, and Hayes cruises into second with his double. That's the way we like to see it right there, folks.
Yes, both guys with 6 doubles on the year. And another big RBI for Carter, giving him 13.
And so the Maroon Devils take the lead here. Damian Lossy, one of our 2 seniors, will come to the plate now. Damian's been heating up a little bit over the last few games and bumped up in the lineup accordingly by Coach Schuler. And now Damian looked to add to the lead. Big cut there, didn't get it. And he's down a strike in the count. Carter Hayes runs at second. 1 out in the inning. The force out at second of Gabe Lillard And that one's in the dirt. That's going to get Hayes over to third and in good position.
Yep, wild pitch.
And so now Marine Devils cooking again here with a chance to get Hayes home and add to this lead.
Damian Lossy, one of those athletes, Toby, I always have a lot of admiration for versatile athletes who can play multiple sports and play them well.
Yeah, just true athlete in
Yes.
what they do, very athletic and natural moving. Damian certainly fits that bill.
He does.
You know, the one thing that surprised me the most about seeing him out here is he looked smaller than he did on the football field.
Yeah, without the pads and the helmets, those baseball uniforms have a different look, don't they?
They do. They certainly do.
But Damian's a tough kid because he took some hits this spring in the football season.
He certainly did. That pitch low, so he's ahead back even in the count at least. Hayes leads away at third. A fly ball would get him home. It looks like towards the middle of the field, the infield is back, so they would concede the run as well if on a ground ball. There's a shallow
trouble.
fly to left, and the left fielder settles under that. Hayes is going to give it a shot, and he's going to score on the fly ball from Damian Lossy. So the Maroon Devils, with a 3 spot here in the first, have taken the lead.
And that's the key. Get the ball out of the infield and give the runner on base a chance to score, and that's exactly what Damian did with that fly ball to left field.
So Ronnie Griggs will bat now with nobody on and 2 outs here in the bottom half of the first.
Ronnie, another sophomore, both teams with some youth and a lot of good kids coming back next year.
Ronnie's been a very versatile player for Coach Tyler Schuler and these Marine Devils. He's played short, he's played second, he's pitched, he's playing right field today.
Wow.
So he's been all over the place. And there's a short fly that's going to be trouble. The second baseman cruises over and gets that one. So that's going to do it for the Maroon Devils, but a very productive bottom half of the first as they get 3 runs to take the lead 3-1. And we're back. Fans, thanks for joining us today here on the Maroon Devils Network. And officially, this will be our last broadcast of the 2021 COVID year. And it's been a thrilling ride, to say the least.
It has been a ride.
We embarked on it back in November thinking we were going to try to cover everything, and now we're sitting here hoping we've covered enough.
I think we've probably, there's a swing in it. It looks like a foul tip for a strike one. But I think, Toby, when we looked at things, and now that we've realized how much we have covered, I think it's been amazing how much that has been broadcast.
Yeah, when we look back at this, Joe and I will try to look back at it sometime maybe next week and put some stuff together. Ground ball, Lillard's got it. Throw is past Lossy, so
that's a little wide.
Going to put Hunter McGaha on the error. And so Wildcats with a runner on. But Joe and I may try to get some numbers together in the coming weeks just for the fans at home to know kind of what all we have done this year. It's been amazing. We've done a lot of firsts.
It has.
Today we use 2 cameras again, but there's a time back in November, December, where it was the first time we ever did anything like that. And now it's just almost commonplace this
Really
long
is.
into it.
And covered a lot of sports that we haven't had the opportunity to cover in the past.
That's true.
And talking about extra cameras, we have Taylor Holt here. Got Kent Maxey out there doing the dance in the back of somebody's good-looking white Jeep. We've got, of course, Joe Holt right behind us, keeping things sane. And there's a pickoff throw to first.
Yeah, Collins is trying to keep McGaha close over there and protect this lead just a little bit. Now he pitches to Tanner Huskins, the Wildcat third baseman. Huskins is a shallow fly ball. I don't think Griggs is going to get there, but Woodard is. Nice play by Lawson Woodard.
Good hustle.
To track that one down, and that's going to be the first out of the inning for the Wildcats, and now they will send up their number 9 hitter, who unfortunately for me is left-handed, so I can't get his number, tell you who he is.
Can't get his number, can we? They only have him on the back of the jersey.
Yeah. Collins misses on that one. On deck for the Wildcats is Isaac Weaver, the leadoff hitter, so they will turn their lineup over here. One out in this inning with McGaha on first. There's a pop on the infield. Let's see who's going to get that. Hayes is going to call everybody off.
Good
Makes
play.
Short work of it.
And that was number 15 on that pop. That was Dalton Rose.
And, folks, that catch right there by Hayes is a lot harder than you think it is.
Oh, boy. No doubt about it. You're looking straight up, trying to get your balance and wondering, is it in front of me? Is it behind me? Yeah, it's tough.
All while looking through wires.
A mask, yeah.
So Weaver back up. He walked and stole a base before coming around to score the Wildcats' only run of the game back in the top of the first. So Collins working into his, trying to complete his second inning of work here is the best way to say that.
Yeah, I think he's had a little better time finding that strike zone as well, Toby. I think he, again, sometimes you get a little amped up when you're pitching your first 2 or 3 batters and just got to calm down. That pitch high for a ball. But he does like to work fast.
Oh, he is a very fast worker. We noticed that early on in the first game we did of his. Very effective, though. He's got good velocity, good breaking pitches. That was fouled back by Weaver. It's going to get over into the cattle yard. And now 2 strikes on Weaver, so let's see how they choose to work him here.
Runner on first.
And that one is going to be foul, maybe. Woodard's over there again, and he checks that one down.
Good catch.
Not getting anything by Lawson over there at second today. So that's going to do it for the Wildcats. We're through 2 complete, and the Maroon Devils still lead at 3-1. correct myself. This is not too complete. The Marine Devils will bat in their half of the second. Apologize for that one. It'll be Bryn Jackson, one of our two seniors to lead off here. He's a designated hitter hitting for Charlie Collins today. So Bryn takes his first swings today against young Isaac Weaver, the Andrews pitcher.
And I got it straight from his mom, Sorella, Toby. His name is Amari Brinsai Jackson. So cool name. I like it.
For broadcasting purposes, I'm going to go with Bryn.
Yes, indeed.
Bryn, short hopper back to the pitcher, and they throw him out. So that's going to be the first out of the inning. It'll be Lawson Woodard of two good defensive play fame to bat now for the Marine Devils.
He has played well out there today, hitting .286 coming into this game today as our freshman second baseman, sixth freshman on this team. And that can be, again, bode well for the future as there's a swing and a miss for a strike. But as Coach Tyler Schuler will tell you, sometimes it can make your hair turn gray working with freshmen during the season.
Ain't that the truth?
as I'm not telling you anything new.
That is a fact. Yeah, he fouls that one off down the first baseline.
Yeah, but you do want them, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
You want those freshmen.
Oh, no doubt about it.
And talking about Coach Schuler, by the way, found out a little nugget about him in just a minute as the pitch is on the way.
0-2 pitch, a little outside Woodard. Good take.
But, again, the Rosamond Tigers already here. They're getting ready to play Andrews after this game is complete.
Woodard with a 2-strike count. That was low and in the dirt. Good take again, so he's back to even on that. Good at bat here from the freshman so far. Weaver sets and delivers. There's a shot over to second. Wildcats gobble that up, throw over to first, and they get Woodard. So 2 outs now for Cameron Blankenship, left fielder for the Maroon Devils, and essentially second leadoff hitter, if you will, because as you pointed out back in the first, he's second on the team in stolen bases. So you like him in this situation to turn the lineup over for a hot-hitting Gabe Lillard and Cooper Hyatt.
No doubt. Good hitter, hitting .267. Cameron has scored 13 runs behind his 11 stolen bases. So he's a guy who can get on base and make things happen. And, man, that makes the bottom of your lineup so much more effective.
It absolutely does. It makes your whole lineup effective.
Yes. It gets people on base, and hopefully your guys can get the bat on the ball.
Ooh, that's one that has not been called so far today.
Just a bit outside.
So Cameron putting an 0-2 hold with that strike call. Let's see what he can do with it now. Yeah,
check swing, but that's going to be a ball.
Fouled that one off.
Yeah, fouled it off. Yep. So a little check swing there. Nice breeze blowing today, and we have been fortunate to be able to play this afternoon. Knock on wood, as Taylor Holt just did, and we hope that continues.
Yeah, because we got kind of wet last time. Call strike 3. And that's going to do it for the Maroon Devils in the second. So we're 3-2 now, and it's 3-1 Maroon Devils. back to start the third inning here from Swain High School. Marine Devils and Andrews Wildcats in town today to do battle, and we've got a pitching change, Gary.
Yes, indeed. Carson Taylor coming on, and Carson has had, again, an outstanding year pitching as well as hitting. 1.36 ERA. He's pitched just over 25 innings, given up 22 hits, struck out 43 batters against 10 bases on balls. And again, when you've got a 1.36 ERA, you're doing something right.
Yeah, I think he would probably be considered staff ace if you looked at it that way.
Yes.
The guy you want on the bump. And he's there to help solidify things as the Maroon Devils close out the season and look for this to be a shot at being able to get into the playoffs.
Absolutely, and as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, this is a game for the Maroon Devils, and I really think the Andrews Wildcats as well. You have to win this game to keep your playoff hopes alive. A loss here, and I think either team is probably winding it up.
Boy, Carter Hayes just took the catcher's punishment there. Foul tip off of his thumb.
Ouch.
On his catching hand, to make matters worse. Ground ball to loss. He scoops that one up easily and dispatches a Spencer Bateman to open the third for the Maroon Devils.
Spencer had flied out to center field last time, so he is 0 for 2 on the day. But Damian, good play over there at first base.
A.J. Weaver, your hitter for the Cats now. He walked in his first appearance against Charlie Collins, and now will face Carson Taylor.
3-1 Maroon Devil lead. We're on the top of the third inning here. And again, as Toby mentioned, scoreboard not working today, so you have to rely on our wisdom, and that's a scary thing.
It is very scary.
Just ask Joe and Kent and Taylor. They know.
I've only botched the inning once so far.
Oh, boy, but it's a lot of fun just being able to broadcast and bring you, whether you're listening in Andrews or Swain County, Smoky Mountain Conference baseball.
And we would add, too, for effect, that the threat of rain has picked up just a little bit here around the area. We understand it's raining hard in Cherokee right now, but still looking clear here for us. Potential, that's going to be right at Finley Crisp, just into the ball game to play right field. So welcome to the game, Finley. Nice play. And 2 outs for the Cats.
Talking about head coach Tyler Schuler a moment ago, Toby, a little bird gave us information that this Sunday is Coach Tyler Schuler's birthday. He will be 31 years old this Sunday, June 13th. So happy early birthday, Coach Tyler Schuler.
Somebody that old, how does he manage? How does he get out here?
I don't know how you can coach when you're 31.
Why is he not in a wheelchair or something? That's crazy. Just kidding.
I started to say he's less than half my age, so yeah, that's pretty darn young. I'm not going to say anything about your age. I'll leave that. I'll leave that alone.
You're older than me.
I know. I'm older. I'm older. But we appreciate Coach Tyler Schuler, and again, happy early birthday to Coach, and hope he has a good day Sunday. And hey, I think a great birthday present would be a win here today.
Oh, I agree wholeheartedly.
So would he, I'm sure.
I'm sure you're right. Jimmy Miller, your batter for the Cats right now, and Carson Taylor is dealing as he strikes him out looking there.
3 up, 3 down.
That'll be just the way we like them. 3 up, 3 down. Maroon Devils still lead it 3-1. Gabe Lillard will lead it off for the Maroon Devils here in the bottom half of the third. And Gabe, in his first at bat, walked and then was forced at second on a ground ball by Cooper Hyatt. And so Lillard looks to get on the base again. As we said, he is the primary table setter for this Maroon Devil offense.
And has had a really solid year, and that's why base hit right up the middle, adding to his .500 batting average. And solid hit for Gabe. And again, that is hit number 16 on the year to go along with 10 stolen bases, 14 runs. And you're right, Toby, he is an ideal leadoff guy.
I think you can look for stolen base number 11 somewhere along the way in this at bat.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
He was leaning that way again on that first one.
They're watching him, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Wildcats keeping an eye on him, and rightfully so. That's what scouting reports do.
He's got another. There he goes.
Yep.
And he's going to get that one standing up.
Yes. Ball got through, so easy stolen base there for Gabe Lillard. On the season, the Maroon Devils have been stealing some bases, 19 on the year, 19 stolen bases.
Very active running the bases. We saw that earlier in one of the games that we broadcast. Now Hyatt works with a ball to his favor. That's 2 balls. Another pass ball.
Yes.
We'll get Lillard in scoring position here now. Hyatt's got a little work to do to get him home, but he is ahead in the count.
Cooper has had a good season, hitting .417, 15 hits on the year, and also a good guy to have on the base paths. He can move.
Fouled off. That'll go into the past the stands there.
Talking about some of our team stats, Toby, our Maroon Devils hitting .310 as a team, on base percentage of .439, 1 home run, 2 triples on the year.
There's a ground ball by Hyatt. That'll do the job and get the run home. So good job there by Cooper, who grounds out but does his job and scores Lillard from third. And now Carson Taylor will bat with 1 out. Taylor doubled, driving in Hyatt back in the first inning for the Maroon Devils' first run.
Yes, indeed. So the Maroon Devils now with a 4-1 lead over the Wildcats here in the bottom of the third. Ooh, that pitch, off-speed pitch for a strike. And you can hear the breeze in our headset microphones picking up.
Yeah, it's picked up. It's freshened a little bit, as they say in golf broadcasts. Freshened just a little bit.
That's not a good sign. There's a good sign. Will hit ball, but it's going to hang up. And I think the wind might have affected it, Toby.
I think you may be right. The right fielder's way over in right center.
Yeah.
And that's sort of the direction the wind is blowing. It's actually in your face if you're looking at the same camera angle we are at home. Carter Hayes will bat now. He doubled back in the first, scoring Carson Taylor from second. So
big RBI. Toby, I want to correct one stat here in just a minute. There's a swing and a miss for a pitch. Our Maroon Devils have actually stolen 50 bases on the season. The 19 number I had is from our pitching staff. Our ERA as a team, 249. We have given up 19 bases on balls as a pitching staff against 91 strikeouts, but we have stolen now over 50 bases.
Yeah, very, very active on the base path. Hayes in the 0-2 hole now. They're going up on him. He gets under that one a little bit. Pop fly. Shortstop's going to settle under that. He's got it, and that's going to do it for the Maroon Devils, but not before they score a run and add to their lead. They now lead it 4-1. Zach Queen set to lead it off for the Wildcats here in their half of the fourth inning. And the Maroon Devils, as we said, added to their lead back in the third to go up 4-1 here against the Cats. And Carson Taylor will now toe the rubber.
Zach grounded into a fielder's choice last time up. Takes pitch number 1 for a ball from Carson.
Carson also a pretty fast worker for the most part out there. Not sure he's in the same speed lane as Charlie was, but he likes to get it and go too. There's not a whole lot of hesitation.
No doubt.
Defensive, your infield and outfield really appreciate that out of a pitcher as being fast workers because they don't have to stay set quite as long.
That's it. I think, Toby, as fans watching, I think the fans appreciate that too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no doubt about it.
And that's as Carson brings another pitch here.
There's 4-pitch walk to open the Wildcats' fourth. Not a good start. Maroon Devils. For the Maroon Devils. This is going to bring up Ethan Neal. Ethan was a strikeout victim back in the first.
And, I'm going to get on the soapbox here a little bit. And I think that's one reason why people really love women's softball because there is constant action. The pitches come fast. There's a lot of activity. We're seeing it on ESPN. We saw the championship game yesterday. We see it at the high school level right here at Swain County High School. And I think the future is very, very bright for women's softball at the high school and collegiate level.
I agree with you. Of course, I'm a little bit biased, but I do agree with you. I've watched that tournament grow from starting out with just some old-fashioned aluminum bleachers in the outfield and not even a wraparound, and now grow into a complete stadium that seats quite a few. I think they said in their opening game in that stadium they had more attend that than they did the entire first weekend that they played 20 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, and the TV ratings are just going out of sight. The ratings are up 40%. For the Women's College Softball World Series out in Oklahoma City. It was, and of course, Oklahoma wound up winning it, I think, against Florida State. But there were some great games to watch. So many people have found that sport, and I think the future is very bright.
Well, it's contagious to watch because of their enthusiasm for the game itself and the way they celebrate their teammates and the way they celebrate the good things that happens inside the game itself. Without showing up their opponents is part of the draw. Because I mean, let's face it, that's fun to watch.
It really is a lot of enthusiasm and I think and I'm going to say this too, and a lot of people may disagree, but I think that's one thing that is lacking somewhat in Major League Baseball, and that filters on down from the collegiate baseball game, even sometimes down into the high school game. That lack of that enthusiasm.
Yeah, and a lot of misguided folks want to claim that enthusiasm is bat flips, and that really has nothing to do with it.
No.
That's just one person's celebration. But
exactly.
when you watch the Women's College World Series, you kind of get what it is that it factor is. The celebration of a stolen base, the celebration of a double, where teammates are quick to greet people at home. And
if they make a great defensive play. There's just a lot of enthusiasm, and I think that's contagious to the fans as well.
Oh, it is. Now we're getting to see some rain, folks.
Rain has arrived at Swain County High School.
Back-to-back walks for Carson Taylor, who seems to have lost the strike zone, and the rain is not going to help that at all. But
nope.
I don't think Carson has hit the strike zone once in this inning.
As he's trying to battle against McGaha. There's a strike.
McGaha was a ground-out victim reaching on an error back in the second inning to lead off for the Cats as he ground to shortstop. And there's a swing and a miss. Back to 3-2.
Yep, count runs full. Runners on first and second now as the Maroon Devils lead 4-1 here on a Friday afternoon. And thanks to Coach Neil Blankenship keeping us hydrated here.
And now 3-2, full count.
Wow.
2 runners on, and the rain coming down.
no doubt.
This rain shower is not going to last very long, but it is going to wet things a little bit, just enough to be nasty.
Yeah, I think you're right, because we can see the skies lightening up over there behind it.
Well, it came from the wrong direction, and that's usually a quick but thorough shower. And I think that's probably what we get. There's call strike 3. And so we get an out now in the inning as McGaha takes call third strike. And 1 out. Tanner Huskins will bat now. He hit the short pop fly to right field that Lawson Woodard made a great play on.
He really did. Lawson has had a couple of good catches today. And
oh, absolutely.
our Osmond Tiger friends are going to head back to the buses as this rain goes through. And they're going to play immediately following our game against the Andrews Wildcats and get game number 14 in.
So Taylor has settled into a groove now. He's thrown another strike there, and it looks like, to me, the shower is winding down.
And that's what we were hoping.
Yeah.
Come through, get out of here, and let us play.
That one a little bit low. So no balls put in play yet in this inning.
Ooh, just missing on that pitch from Carson Taylor, our junior, another versatile athlete. I think he played so hard in the football season, has made himself a better basketball player, and has made himself a better overall athlete.
Oh, well, I agree. I think he was actually named to one of the downstate all-state football teams.
Pick out, throw it down to first, a little high, but no damage done. Now the runner from second now heads on down to third. So that throw does allow Andrews to get runners on the corners now. As hustling on down to third base is going to be Zach Queen for the Wildcats.
Case of a wet ball. That's where as a coach, you really that's a high-risk, high-reward type play. There's a lot of risk involved, and the reward is that you pick that runner off and get your second out. But in this case, it didn't pay off because now you've got a runner in scoring position and a strike zone problem that we've had all this inning, along with some moisture on the ball, which could create a pass ball and get that run home without even putting the ball in play.
And an open second base with a runner on first with a chance to move up. Oh, got a strike that time. Oh, the batter didn't like that one. Tanner Huskins, that's going to be called strike number 3. I don't think Tanner agreed with that call at all.
So back-to-back strikeouts by Taylor may work himself out of this inning. Dalton Rose will now hit. Rose, the lefty, is the one who popped up back in the second inning and was caught by Carter Hayes. Again,
the rain starting to already kind of hopefully now it's kind of blowing right into one of our cameras right in the face of one Taylor Holt here. So, and she has no windshield wipers to deal with that. So there's a foul ball out of play.
And we've already shelved our other camera for rain.
So Taylor, it's all you now.
Yeah, the wind has decidedly changed. It is really blowing into our face right now. It's hard to see.
Trying to keep my papers from getting soaking wet here. But the players play on, and that's one thing about playing ball. Hey, when you get ready to play, you want to play whether it's raining or not.
Well, this is it. This is the last game of the season, so there's no other place to put it. You got to play it or not play it at all. Yeah. That's what it boils down to.
I'm guessing playoff brackets might be announced tomorrow.
That would probably be the case. I would say tomorrow after midnight or Sunday. To give them a Saturday for makeup games.
Yeah, for makeups. Pitch in. Carson, that's going to be ball 4. That's going to load the bases here. So, again, Carson struggling a little bit, but with 2 out, trying to pitch himself, and the Maroon Devils out of a jam. It's a season-ending Smoky Mountain Conference contest for our Maroon Devils.
Hard to say if this is a product of just some control issues that Carson's having to work through right now, or if this is rain-induced. You really don't know.
Could be a wet ball
at this juncture.
Oh, swing and a miss.
And we're back to the top of the order with Weaver with the bases loaded. Fortunately for the Maroon Devils, 2 outs, so the infielders can go to any base to get out of the inning.
Isaac Weaver with a walk and a pop-up over there at second base, and his 2 times at the plate.
2 quick strikes for Taylor.
Getting ahead of the hitter, and that's the perfect scenario when you have the bases loaded behind you with 2 outs already on the bill. Ooh, just missing inside.
Good box up by Carter Hayes, who's really feeling it. You can see, if it's still in your picture, he took his glove off and wiggling that thumb around. Whenever you see that out of catchers, you know they got some issues going on.
Oh, there's a ball
what
in the
we're worried
dirt.
about. They're going to get that run home.
Run will score.
And everybody moves up a base.
Now runners at second and third, and the run in. As scoring over there for the Andrews Wildcats was Zach Queen.
And it still leaves Weaver here at the plate. He does have 2 strikes. That's fortunate, and now the rain is all but stopped. But has done the damage to the grass and to the infield. Still looks in pretty good shape.
It does.
Home plate area looks like it's in pretty good shape. Pitching area does too. All of the dirt areas are really in decent shape right now. It's the grass that's the problem.
Yeah.
Especially right in front of home plate.
And the thing of it is, too, if you're playing outfield, as that pitch is going to be in for a ball, and some of those line drives come out there on that wet grass, they can really scoot.
They will definitely scoot now, and the same with a grass infield. If
Yes.
you get a hard hit ball, it's going to skip. It's like throwing rocks on a pond.
Yeah, it's, ooh, pitch high and tight for a ball.
Does that count full now?
Yeah, I think it's a full count at this juncture, so
And the breeze has kind of calmed down, which is
died down.
which is good.
And
Uh-oh, ball 4. So now the bases loaded again for the Wildcats with a golden opportunity here, Toby, with 2 outs to make a lot more noise.
4 walks in the inning for the Maroon Devils, and 1 has come home to roost.
And Tyler Schuler is going to talk it over with Carson Taylor right now, and he might make a change.
I think it's a very frustrated Carson Taylor, to be honest with you, at this juncture. And it's hard to say whether he's frustrated with the strike zone or if he's frustrated with his mechanics. But nonetheless, that's going to end his day, or at least this inning, and it'll be Griggs on to try to get the Maroon Devils out of this inning. So as Griggs is warming up, we'll take a break here and try to dry out. So Ronnie Griggs on to work some relief here, and he comes in with the house almost fully ablaze. Bases loaded.
Yes,
2
he
outs,
does.
fortunately for him, and his first pitch is a strike. And a world of trouble for the Maroon Devils here that Griggs has got to try to work out of for them on the mound. So he's ahead in the count already to the hitter, who is Spencer Bateman.
Ground ball to the shortstop.
Short.
He's going to go to first base. Got him.
Got him, and that's going to do it. Maroon Devils wiggle out of a bases-loaded jam and only give up 1 run out of it. So the score now 4-2 as we head into the bottom of the 4th. And we're back, and the effects of the rain, of course, from this morning and otherwise are still evident on the old field. It's taking a beating, but it's still kicking. The grass, as we said, is going to be wet, and there's a spot right there that we zoomed in on as we opened it. It's going to be very wet the rest of the way. There's not going to be a whole lot we can do with it because it's on grass. It's hard to throw quick draw on grass because if you do, you kill it.
Yeah.
So that's just the way it is. So
one spot, but the rest of the field is playing well.
Yeah, so far so good. Damian Lossy to lead it off for the Maroon Devils in their half of the fourth here. Good shot down the line. That's going to be a base hit for Damian, who stays hot here in his last 4 or 5 games. Good job to get that one right down the first baseline. Boy, he ripped that one.
No doubt. That makes his senior day a little more special.
Absolutely. So Griggs will bat now. Griggs back in the first, popped out to second to end the inning, and now Damian Lossy also a threat to go over there. As you said, 50 stolen bases on the year, so just about anybody who gets on over there is a threat to go.
No doubt. Damian can run, as we've seen too many times, and he's just a good athlete to watch.
And this time we can watch him run, and he won't have 15 people holding him, trying to drag him down from behind.
There's a drop ball, and he takes off, and there's no throw. I mean, he trots into second base easily.
And so the count in Griggs' favor, I believe it's 2-0, but I could be wrong. Nope, 1-1. He called that a strike.
Damian always a threat at second base, even as they try to hold him tight. Foul ball out of play.
Griggs gets that one right back, barely over the net. And now with 2 strikes, he'll have to dig in, widen his stance a bit, and go to work.
Ronnie, another sophomore on this team.
Still a little bit of a drizzle coming down, just enough to wet things just a hair, just to be aggravating.
Yes.
And to, more importantly, be hot when the sun pops out. It's going to really cook things up.
Yeah. I think Joe Holt said it was only 99% humidity, I think.
That's not bad.
Yes. I can remember a few times down at Walnut Creek, humidity was probably 100%. That we had some of the hotter games I think I've ever seen in softball down there. There's a ground ball. Pitcher has it on to first for an easy out.
But he does advance the runner, Lossy, up to third, so he does his job in that regard. And first out of the inning is productive out for Griggs. And now fellow senior Bryn Jackson will bat. And I will tell you from experience that some of those games played down at Walnut Creek felt like we were playing on the south side of the sun.
Yes.
Because it was that hot.
I agree. It was extremely hot. I remember one game we played at night that was, we played some of it in a rain. And then had some afternoon games that were brutal.
Yeah.
But it was still fun.
Oh, yeah.
It was still fun. I wish the Walnut Creek was still the site for the playoffs.
Well, I hate they changed the format. I think the format being closer to the Women's College World Series format was a lot better than the best 2 out of 3 format that they now play between East and West.
Yeah.
Strike call on Bryn there. A little high, looked like, I think, for his liking, but now he's into 0-2 hole with Lossy anchored down over here at third, trying to get him home, add to the lead and answer back for the run they gave up in the top half of the fourth here. Jackson takes that one well high. And back to 2-2, at least, I think 2-2.
Bryn Jackson, one of our 2 seniors, along with Damian Lossy.
So let's see if the 2 seniors can work together here and get a run across.
That's it. Ground ball, pitcher has it. Oh, they may have Damian stuck between third and home. It's going to be a rundown, and the catcher can't find the handle, and hustling on down to second base is going to be Bryn Jackson. And Toby, you called it. The 2 seniors put together a run on that play that the Wildcats just couldn't get it done.
Well, it's, the dadgum pepper play or whatever you want to call it, where you go back and forth and a rundown. They're tough.
They are. They really are, especially for a catcher.
They're tough as a coach to coach, too, because you don't want to spend an inordinate amount of time on it, but yet you got to cover it. And in that case, I think almost, and there's Woodard with a ground ball. He's going to do a good job moving Jackson over to third. So Jackson, who was alert and got second on the rundown, moves on over to third here on the putout. But back to my original point, I think Damian was in the baseline exactly where he's supposed to be, but the Fielder didn't try to throw outside of that as much as he maybe should or could have, and that's some of the problems sometimes with rundowns.
Right.
And Blankenship with a
Foul ball.
bunt attempt. Not sure if that was an all-out squeeze. I don't think it was. Jackson was going, though,
Yes.
on that pitch. He was following the third baseman along.
And I know this is a crazy thing to say, but sometimes catcher's mitts are a tough glove to have at a rundown.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Especially when there's going to be a tag involved.
Yes.
Instead of a force.
There's a high foul ball out of play behind the plate, but I kind of feel for catchers in a rundown situation because that catcher's mitt, the glove, is just not conducive to that kind of play.
So Blankenship in a deep 0-2 hole here. That one goes on the outside half. Good eye on his part. Jackson leads from third. We got 2 outs to set the inning, and Marine Devils looking to add another run to their lead as they bumped it back up to a 3-run cushion. And
Foul
Blankenship
ball.
rips that one right into your living room, folks.
Yeah, that one coming right at us. I'm surprised Taylor didn't make a play on that. So, but she's about 10 feet too high. So.
If it ends up in your living room, you get to keep it. That's the rule.
Oh,
it's
man.
a souvenir then.
That's it. I know early in the season there was a guy who was actually on the radio or TV or something, and a foul ball came up into the press box, and he actually caught it with one hand. It was a crazy play.
That's going to be you if it comes up here, right?
I didn't bring my glove. We're in trouble.
You don't need one. You got skills, man.
That's it.
Because if you catch it, you're protecting me.
That's it. Hey, I will do my best. I will do my best. Ooh.
Blankenship, he's got that one down.
Yep.
Solid single by Cameron, and that brings home Jackson
Big RBI.
with a good insurance run right there. Good at bat right there for Cameron.
No doubt. A junior who has scored 13 runs on the season, got himself a big RBI, and now it's a 6-2 Maroon Devil lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
I think we can safely say that Cameron Blankenship is a threat to go over there as well at any time. That's something I'm sure they would like to do with him is get him to second so Lillard can bring him on home. Lillard, 1 for 1 on the day, walked back in the first, singled in the third, and came around to score in the third. Was forced out in the first, so he didn't score in that inning.
And we're going to see a pitching change. It looks like A.J. Weaver may be coming on to pitch now for the Andrews Wildcats as head coach Brian Graves comes out to make that call.
So as they change, we'll take a break down the line as well. And we're back here in the fourth inning, folks. Score is Maroon Devils 6 and Andrews 2. And we got a new pitcher for the Wildcats. It's A.J. Weaver will take over, and he inherits Cameron Blankenship over on first base after a solid single by Cameron, and Gabe Lillard at the plate for the Maroon Devils. Lillard has been red hot all year.
In the last meeting with the Wildcats, Lillard had a big triple in that ball game for the Maroon Devils, and obviously now would be an ideal time for another one.
Blankenship with a good lead. That's going to be a short pop. That's trouble.
It is trouble.
Maybe down. It is down and fair. Checked up nicely.
That one right where nobody could get to it. Deep third base, short left field, if you will, where, again, nobody could make a play on it.
Yep. And that'll bring Cooper Hyatt back to the plate. Cooper is 0 for 2, but he reached on a fielder's choice back in the first and stole second, then became the Maroon Devils' first run of the ball game.
Good defensive player, too, playing center field. He has a lot of range and good batting average, hitting .417 on the season coming in.
Good opportunity for Cooper right here to drive home a couple of runs. He's got a lot of speed out there in front of him with Blankenship and Lillard.
Yes.
Weaver misses high with his first two pitches, and now a good count to hit on for Hyatt as he's ahead 2-0.
Weaver, a veteran. He's one of the seniors on this Wildcat team.
Good shot. That's going to be nice play over there by the second baseman who knocks it down and keeps it alive, but
no play.
Saved a run out of it.
He did.
No doubt about it.
Because if that ball had got through, a run would have scored over here with Cameron Blankenship and his speed. But he made the diving knockdown. Bases are loaded now. And the big guy with a big bat at the plate for the Maroon Devils in Carson Taylor.
Yeah, I think this is just the way Coach Schuler would like to draw it up, if he could draw up an inning.
Oh, no doubt. Again, as we mentioned, Carson hitting .500 on the year, had 4 RBIs in that win over Andrews at Andrews earlier in the season. Ground ball.
Coaxed him into a ground ball right here. Let's see if I can.
Oh, the shortstop, I think, just lost the handle as he tried to make the throw to first base and get the out.
I think that's probably a case of the wet ball.
Yes, I do too, because it came right over the grass, picking up moisture, and I think the ball just slipped out of his hands, Toby. I think you're right on it. Just like a quarterback trying to throw a wet football sometimes.
Yep.
And that's a tough break because he fielded the ball, but he was trying to make the throw quickly because Carson can run too, and the ball just slipped out of his hand. Run scores.
It was going to be a tough play from the get-go because
Yeah.
I was wondering why he didn't go to second or to third a lot closer. And he was really having to rush that thing, and I think that was just a situation where you rushed it a little too much.
Another ground ball to second base. This time they're going to make the play at first.
And that's going to do it for the Maroon Devils in the fourth, but not before they plate 4 runs and take a 8-2 lead going into the fifth. So as we return for the top half of the fifth, it'll be A.J. Weaver to lead things off for the Wildcats. Weaver is 0 for 1 on the day, walked back in the first. And so he will go to work here against Ronnie Griggs. Griggs goes into his first full inning of work here after coming on in relief for Carson Taylor.
And then Ronnie has had some really good outings this year, Toby. His ERA of 3.13, just over 15 innings pitched, giving up 29 hits, 14 strikeouts, and as that ball is fouled off, 0 walks. Impressive.
Good control guy. And he worked Marine Devils out of that sticky situation back in the fourth where the bases were loaded with 2 outs and middle of the order coming up. And Carter Hayes, a tough day for Carter. He took that one right square in the face mask.
Yes, he did.
And he took a shot to that thumb earlier with a foul tip where no catcher ever wants to take a foul tip. Well, maybe the second worst place for catcher to take a foul tip.
Yeah. I tell you, Carter, I think, has a bright future. A freshman who is hitting over 300 with a good glove and a good bat. That bodes well for head coach Tyler Schuler and the Maroon Devils, I think.
And he's a solid catcher. He's been very good back there all year for the Maroon Devils.
And that's a key. There's a foul ball over to the Maroon Devils dugout. And, you know, the old adage, any good baseball team has to be strong up the middle, and that's where it starts.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. And he's actually shown a very good penchant as a freshman to be able to frame pitches and to help his pitcher out instead of learning the ropes as he goes, so to speak. He's a very, very polished young man with a very bright future ahead of him.
Oh, no doubt. And I think that's good for the whole team when you've got a solid guy behind the plate. Oh, call strike.
That's going to be a
Strike 3.
looking for Griggs. His first strikeout, and now he'll face Jimmy Miller, the number 4 hitter for the Wildcats. Miller grounded to short and struck out in his other 2 plate appearances, neither of which was against Griggs, by the way. He had one against Collins back in the first, and then he saw Taylor in the third. Taylor's 3 up, 3 down inning in the third.
Carson now over at third base.
It's a fly ball.
Cooper coming on, and he has good range. We saw him make a diving catch earlier in the season, Toby, on one of our broadcasts. We know he gets to a ball quickly.
He does. It's a good jump off the ball. Solid outfielder skills when you see that without having to coach it. You know, you get a good jump on the ball and the pitch. And always seem to be right in the right spot. Ground ball to short. Lillard gobbles that up, takes his time, throws to first.
Oh, they're going to call him safe.
Pulls him off, and that's going to be safe over there. I actually thought Damian may have got his toe back down, but I guess not.
That was very close. Very close. Just a little high. He came back down, but the umpire says not in time. So the Wildcats on now with an 8-2 ball game here at the top of the fifth.
Ethan Neal bats now for the Cats. He was a strikeout victim in the first and walked back in the fourth. And now they're going to tag Queen over there, make sure he stays close.
Zach, a good athlete. Another young sophomore for the Wildcats.
Greg set, delivers home. Flick towards second. Woodard over to gobble that up. He's got it, flips to first, and that'll do it for the Wildcats here in the top half of the fifth. We'll come to bat in the bottom of the fifth in just a second. Bottom half of the fifth. Coming up for the Maroon Devils will be Damian Lossy to lead things off. Damian, good job leading off last inning. Started the big inning for the Maroon Devils with a solid single down the left field line, and then promptly stole second, came around to score. So let's have similar results this time, Damian.
No doubt.
4-run bottom of the fifth will be awesome. That one high and tight. Lossy ducking down out of the way.
And he has been a solid baseball player 4 years, football, wrestling, all 4 years. That's there's the check swing, foul right in front. No, fair ball right in front of the plate. And there's where the mud has had an impact for the first time today.
That's right. Exactly right. Those are the. That's exactly where we were zoomed into earlier to show you how very wet it was. And Damian with an excuse me, please swing has a single out of that. Tomorrow in the box score, he'll be telling everybody that was a line shot back up the middle.
Oh, yeah. I feel for the Andrews catcher because he made the play and just slipped right there in the mud, and that's where it is.
And we've said all along that's the worst place on the field.
It is, and tough break for the Wildcats. Good break for Damian Lossy. Pick out throw to Damian over there because they know he can go.
So he goes back in, scooting on his knees, and it'll be Ronnie Griggs at the plate for the Devils. He's 0 for 2 on the day, popped to a second and grounded to the pitcher. And he is ahead in the count now with Lossy leading over there. They both take a good long look at Tyler Schuler over on third for his sign. Weaver set and delivers inside to Griggs. Lossy with a delayed steal, and he's going to get there standing up with another stolen base. And that one, like I said, was delayed. He saw the pitch was inside and then decided to go. And it worked out great for him. And now second and short will dance back and forth to keep him close and give Griggs a little added room on the infield to squeeze one through. And he's ahead in the count 3-0 now.
Yes.
Nobody out. On deck will be the other senior, Bryn Jackson. There's a strike.
Got that one in. And by the way, coming on to pitch, if the Wildcat fans are just tuning in, A.J. Weaver coming on to pitch for the Wildcats.
Yeah, he was called upon to put the fire out in the last inning.
Ball 4.
And he's in a bit of trouble here to open the fifth for the Maroon Devils. Bryn Jackson to the plate. And, Gary, I guess it's as good a time as any for us to start trying to work in that track and wrestling, very successful weeks this past week.
Yes.
With conference tournaments and the like. The playoffs will be coming up next week. I know wrestling will have regionals on Tuesday. That one high and tight to Jackson. He ducks out of the way. And next Friday will be regionals for the Maroon Devil and Lady Devil track programs. Those regionals will be at Cherokee High School if anybody wants to come out and check that out. Drive by Jackson to left field. Left fielder in his tracks almost. Corrals that one.
And all those teams you mentioned, the girls and the boys track and the wrestling teams have had some really good success this year, and we hope that continues into the playoffs.
Absolutely. The Lady Devil track team, the Smoky Mountain Conference champions.
Yes.
This past week, and they did it in runaway fashion, really. It was not even close.
Yeah, they just they had the upper hand from the start.
And our Monica Reardon named most valuable runner of the tournament, of the championship. So congratulations to Monica. And she set a new conference record in the 100-meter hurdles and then turned around with a 4x200 relay, I think it was, and set another conference mark.
Wow.
So congratulations to her and the Lady Devil track team on a good outing.
Great work.
Maroon Devils finished third in that one. So they're going to have folks advancing on to regionals as well. Your batter, Lawson Woodard, now, and he's ahead in this count.
And talking about wrestling, they've had some really good wins over some larger schools' wrestling teams this year. So some impressive work there.
And it's worth note that Damian Lossy that we've talked about here and Gabe Lillard are a big part of that wrestling team's success.
Yes, indeed. Two outstanding wrestlers, and now all of a sudden Damian Lossy is at third base, and the Maroon Devils have the bases loaded against the Wildcats now as Cameron Blankenship at the plate.
Blankenship, who singled in his last at bat over second base and drove home a run in an 0-2 count. Like to see him do the same thing here. Let's drive home some more runs.
RBIs are, as they the old timer used to say, and I guess people still say it, the ducks around the pond.
That's right.
We don't want to talk about ducks because that brings on thoughts of rain. And rain has gone away, and we want that to stay away.
So Blankenship sees a strike. That one on the outer half, knee high. And he will battle at 1-1 here in the count.
Cameron, a junior. 5 juniors on this Maroon Devil baseball team. Ground ball in play.
And they're going to get one out of that only. Nope, they're not going to get that as the ball's dropped.
And the run scores.
So Blankenship with another RBI on the day.
So 2 big ribbies there for Cameron. And Damian Lossie across the plate with some good memories for his senior day.
And this is a bad setup for the Wildcats here. A great setup for the Maroon Devils. Gabe Lillard, 2 for 2 on the day, is at the plate. He goes maybe a little too anxious on the first pitch, fouls it off. Now he get a second opportunity. Base is full of Devils, though, the way we like to see it.
And Gabe Lillard has a hot bat. He's hit well all season.
Worth note, the right fielder is way off the line, down the right field line, into the right center field gap.
So a right field line is wide open, obviously.
People could run for days on the bases in that situation. Griggs at second, Griggs at third, Woodard at second, Blankenship at first. Good leads all the way around. Lillard with the pitch, high and tight, takes it for ball 2. Now he's in a great hitter's count at 2-1. And let's see what he does with it. As we said, one of the Maroon Devils' red-hot hitters.
Yes, indeed. 500 batting average. Pow, there's another one.
And he just laces that one back up the middle, nothing fancy. That's going to get Woodard home. Blankenship steams into third, and it'll be first and third, 2 Maroon Devils home on the Gabe Lillard single.
Big single. I think that makes it, according to my unofficial score, about 11-2.
One more run would be the
Mercy rule.
10-run rule. And Cooper Hyatt now bats with first and third. And Hyatt singled his last at bat. He also drove in a run back in the third on a ground out.
And
so
Cooper's bat is almost as hot as Gabe's, hitting .417.
So a productive day so far for Cooper, and he looks to make it even more productive.
All right.
Easy steal for Lillard.
Yep, no throw down to second base with Cameron Blankenship down at third.
So now Hyatt could bring home 2 runs on this hit, which will certainly do it.
Yes, and Cameron, one of our leading run scorers on the year, 13 runs scored this year for Cameron Blankenship. And when you're that far down in the order, that's impressive.
Yeah, it is. It just talks about the back end feeding the front end again.
That's it.
So Weaver's in a little bit of trouble.
Oh,
that
there
was
it
a
is.
pass ball. Here comes Blankenship. He's going to score standing up. And that should do it, folks.
Let's see if our stats are correct. The umpire looks to the dugout. I believe that's 12-2 again. My stats are unofficial. But that's it.
12-2. That's going to do it. So the Maroon Devils have come away with a win when they needed it here today. 12-2 over the Wildcats. So they will finish in that 7-7 spot for sure.
Yes.
Now it'll be up to Andrews and Rosman as to who joins Swain at 7-7 and who ends up the odd man out in this scenario looking at it. Is that the way the standings stack up there that you've got?
Toby, you're exactly right. As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Hayesville will wind up the season as the #1 seed, even if they lose today. They are 13-0. Murphy right behind them. They're 11-2. So those are your top 2 seeds.
Hayesville did lose yesterday.
Oh, they did lose. So
Robbinsville beat them.
Okay, they're 13-1.
And so that made Robbinsville 7-7.
So they're going to go to 7-7. So Hayesville will stay as the #1 seed. Murphy will be the #2 seed. But depending on what happens between Andrews and Rosman, as they're going to play here in a few minutes, if Andrews goes to 7-7, we could have literally a 3-way tie between Andrews, Swain, and Robbinsville. We would have the tiebreaker over Andrews, beating them twice. And
ends up being a huge game for Rosman, though, because potentially their other game that they're missing is Cherokee.
That's Cherokee.
And if they were to win that one and win the next one, then they would be 8-6.
8-6.
And they would be the one that's in.
They would be the automatic third place.
But what we talked about in pregame was that for the Maroon Devils' sake, they needed to win to have a shot. So they've taken care of that part of the business. They've won. They've got a shot at it now. Now it's all up to Andrews. Really, Swain needs Andrews to win if Rosman is going to get that Cherokee win.
Absolutely. So if Andrews can win over Rosman, that really kind of sets the table for the Maroon Devils. Of course, as you mentioned, Tubby, Robbinsville also 7-7 on the season. So, man, it's
tight.
The scenarios. We kind of looked at the same thing in softball.
Yeah, it's tight. It's tight.
And we got into the playoffs, as you know, in softball, and we hope that luck and that success will follow with the baseball team.
That'd be great. Well, folks, I tell you what, that's going to wrap it up for us for this 2021 year of athletics, and what a daggum year it's been. It's been our pleasure to be here for you and to serve you in the best way possible. Our goal when we started this year was to make sure that all of our folks in the Maroon Nation got a chance to see their kids and their grandkids and everybody play throughout this pandemic, and I hope we've succeeded on that level, whether it was a middle school game, a JV game, a varsity game, didn't matter. We tried to set out to cover as much as we could possibly cover, and that was our goal from day one, and this concludes it now, a long way into it, and tremendous work by Joe Holt. Thank you, Joe. Tremendous work by Kent, Maxie out there, and Taylor Holt. Appreciate all you guys and the camera work that you've done throughout the year. And, Gary, you've been above and beyond the call of duty as usual, showing up and covering stuff. And we appreciate you beyond measure for what you do for us. And we appreciate more than anything all the folks who've tuned in this year and hopefully been able to watch Maroon Devil or Lady Devil athletics because of the Maroon Devil Network. That's why we're here. That's our primary purpose. So, on behalf of everybody here involved with the Maroon Devil Network, thank you, folks at home, for making us a part of the journey throughout this. We really appreciate it, and we will be glad to see you in an upcoming brand new year that's going to start out the way it's supposed to start out. So we look forward to seeing you in August. Thanks for being a part of our journey.